Trying to figure out if you're a judger or perceiver personality type can be really difficult because, unlike the other three letters, it doesn't directly correspond to a cognitive function. So the way it works is it's to do with your cognitive function stack, ordering, and stuff with that. And what you want to be looking into if you're trying to figure it out is whether your first extroverted function is a judging function, which is a thinking or feeling one, or perceiving, which is intuitive or sensing one. Um, because everyone has introverted and extroverted functions in their stack, even if you are an introvert or extrovert, like whichever one you are, you're going to have both of them. So where it's going to either be in your dominant or parent function, um, whichever one's the extroverted one is the one you want to be looking at. So if you can figure that out, then you'll be able to figure out whether you're a judging type or perceiving type. So for example, with ENTJs, they have extroverted thinking as their first extroverted function. In fact, it's their dominant. And that means they're a judger because they have thinking before they have, as an extroverted function, before they have a perceiving function in their stack. So that's basically how that works. So obviously, it's an extroverted function, which means it's going to be sort of how you're seen by the sort of external world. And it is often very easy to try and like stereotype judges and perceivers into um, categories. So obviously judges are quite known for their organization and perceivers for sort of chaoticness. Um, so one thing to definitely consider is because different types will have different functions that are both of them, it means that basically you're not going to get a specific um, stereotype that really fits all of the personality types. For example, the tidiness thing. Um, so yes, whilst for a judger, someone like an ISTJ, you could probably expect them to be quite tidy in the physical world because of their introverted sensing dominant function, followed by the extroverted thinking parent function. You can expect them, yeah, they probably will be quite organized and tidy. Whereas someone like an INTJ is a lot less likely to be organized and tidy because they're an intuitive and they have extroverted sensing go down on the stack and they have introverted sensing so they're down on the stack. That they're probably not going to be tidy in the physical realm. They've probably got the like it's about the organization of like their plans and sort of organization of ideas. So it's there might not be the tidiest person in real life, but um, it's about that organized sort of in the head. So it can sort of manifest in different ways. The organization it will be there for all of the personality types, but in different ways. Um, Another thing you want to be considering is just which of the two personality types fits best because it doesn't have a direct function correspondence. I remember when I was way back trying to like initially figure out which is my personality type because they're both quite close to each other. Um, INTP and INTJ, for example, they both are very similar. They're both quite smart, like nerdy stuff a lot of the time. And trying to figure out the difference between them, I just looked a lot of INTP versus INTJ stuff, realized INTJ fits a lot better. I looked into it a lot, but yeah. So if you really look at differences between the two types, one should stick out a bit more. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and goodbye.